AP, we are just 2 days away from the NFL draft. Now, last week we made predictions. We thought there's going to be a lot of chaos, excuse me, with the NFL draft. But that means also some crazy trades here. So we came up with a list, some guys that we think could be on the move during draft night. So let's start with number 5.
Yes, start with number 5, and it's a name that we talked about plenty of times. It's Trey Lance, and I think it's for multiple reasons. Number 1, he's still young. Number 2, he's extremely cheap right now. Number 3, we don't know a lot about him. So I'm sure that there's a team that understands that they probably don't have to give up a ton to get him. They could get him on a really cheap contract as of right now and then develop him. He's a bridge option, certainly, looking maybe at a team like Washington, who doesn't have great quarterbacks on their roster either. You can add that into the competition, but certainly for me, as I start to break this down, Trey Lance is somebody who intrigues me from the standpoint of maybe he just needs a fresh start where he's going next. Now, number 4, Derrick Henry, big running back. Titans GM Rand Cawthorn said that they haven't had any phone calls about him, but when draft night comes, you never know. What I think about Derrick Henry is a physical running back who's a little bit long in the tooth now in running back years and has experienced some injuries. You have the offensive player of the year on the resume, but you also have a guy who you know is commanding too much money right now. If he is traded, they're going to have to rework a contract, but I'm excited to see what his future is going to look like. Number 3, DeAndre Hopkins. We know what this guy is. He's a big-time guy. We all like him. He's got to be on the move. It's a big number you don't want to hold on to. You're looking at some teams that are veteran that want to make moves. The Bills, the Chiefs, the Giants, the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where he goes, but this is one that I think might even have a chance to be up higher than a couple of guys on the list.
The one that really intrigues me is Derrick Henry here. I mean, how many 13 rushing touchdowns, or 13 total touchdowns, excuse me, last season. I mean, this is a guy that could really be a huge asset to a team. Maybe the Eagles?
Could be the Eagles. The Eagles might be looking at a running back in the draft, so if they don't like any of those guys, might be here. Now, talking about another running back, we got Austin Eckler. Very productive, a guy who wants to get out of LA. I think he's probably the most attractive running back trade option right now. There's been a lot of hype on him. I know fantasy owners love him. I believe that NFL owners would love him as well. Don't know how a deal gets done for him quite yet, but these teams that we have talked about, the Bills are going to be another one. You had mentioned the Eagles. They're going to be in play for a guy like this too. But why don't you tap that number 1?
He had an incredible season last year, Austin Eckler did. And talk about fantasy, I had him on my team. He was very good.
No doubt. But number 1, we got Budda Baker. He recently requested a trade. The team said they had no intentions of trading him. I love this player because of what he actually is, and that's a guy who is a big safety who can get down in the box, give you 111 tackles a year, but also get you a couple of interceptions on the back end. Now, Budda Baker is similar to Trey Lance to me in the fact that you're not only looking at what these guys are, you're looking at them against some of the rookies that are going to be coming in. Safety class, there's not a lot of value in safety, so if you have a proven product on the NFL level, a guy who's been in Pro Bowls multiple times, you go right after.